certain grant monies that we have not tapped into yet, open space and green acres. And so we're gonna look into that and find out, you know, where that's gonna be.
Greg, not to put you on the spot, but it's like ballpark figure, where are we with the whole FEMA reimbursement, Sandy and all that?
I did that calculation for you. You had asked me a few weeks back.
Right.
I have the tape somewhere in my office.
Okay. Maybe for next meeting.
We were probably, I'm gonna say between Irene and Sandy at approximately 90% plus in reimbursement.
Hey,
So, yeah, I think we were close to, we were over $750,000 on the reimbursements. I'll get the exact
all right.
right.
And I'm sorry, just one last thing, speaking of money, and I know Councilman Bartomelo is the liaison, but I will just say with regard to the first aid squad and sticker shock. Guys, you know, we've been dealing with this now for a couple of years. There's a couple things hitting us at once. This facility that they're in now across the street, Old Baby P12, isn't appropriate. It may be more than inappropriate, I'll leave it at that. But we can't use it, we can't knock it down, it's gotta be rebuilt if we're gonna, we've talked about a plan to bring them across the street on the first floor. We have spent, I think, we just spent $80,000, a balance of a bond to do the final plans.
That's the contract that I referenced here in my report.
So they haven't done it yet.
So, yeah, we're gonna execute that. She did bits and pieces, you know, she'll bill me a little at a time before she really gets into it.
Because we passed a resolution on doing that
Right.
a while back. So
Exactly.
anyway, they're expecting it, we have to give it to them. It's a great service that we have, it's paid and volunteer, they're gonna be in one facility. You know, there were some concerns about how you put them all together, think we've gone through that. That's a real economical solution, different fob keys in different rooms, so that's gonna work, and it's $1 million. It's a big number, guys. It's all about the first floor. So we can't sell a building. We don't want to lease the building. We're recommending we shouldn't be leasing the top 2 floors to professional firms, so we got to use the building. The first floor is the key to the rest of the building, so all that $1 million is talking about a lot of the piping, wiring, mechanical work. It's not just doing their thing, it's getting the rest of the building ready to go, whatever we're gonna do to the top 2 floors, which quite frankly, I think we could do with the DPW's construction unit as time goes by, once we're done, and really save some money. But we need to move forward on it. Steve and Sir John are going up with the final numbers to, you know, for bonding issue purposes. You know, it seems like we're spending, you know, it seems like we have a lot out there, and we do, but, you know, that this is a vital service to the community. We can't not do it. And it has to get done, and it has to get done this year. So, you know, it's not easy, but we're gonna move forward. And I know I'm gonna push it, and I'm sure Tony is too. Excuse me.
It's a long-term investment here, well overdue, and we gotta go forward with it. They're waiting a long time for this. It's a good investment in the community.
Anybody else want to comment on that? Mr. Counsel, Mr. Attorney, go ahead.
Yeah, I hate to be flying in the ointment with things, but Greg has given me this contract to review with Mills and Sherry. And first of all, it's an AIA document contract, which we should never sign.
Which was on the
AIA, American Institute of Architects contracts, we should never sign them, number one, unless it's really appropriate. But I have a problem with this. This is a $100,000 contract. I don't see in the background any requests for proposals. I don't see anybody hiring anybody as a professional to do the job. We simply have a contract because they have done work before. But they're not your architects. Nobody's been appointed an architect with a contract.
You're not gonna fly you. I mean, that's great. Good for you. Go for it. Tear it up.
I mean, my point is that if you want to move this quickly, and you are happy with this firm, you can give them a professional contract, for example, to design it. Under their terms, the design is $5,400.
Well, this was gonna bring us through construction management through the end of the project, right?
Yeah, but,
No, I'm not defending it. I don't even know what it is. If you say it's bad, then you're the
well,
man.
it's $100,000. You can't just enter into a contract for
Let's start over.
$100,000 without
Glad you're here.
something.
Glad you're here,
You know,
exactly.
a bid, a request for proposals.
Retool it and let's get it right.
Joe, we go with AIA because it's a historical site.
No,
Let's go AIA.
when you have contracts with architects, they always want you to sign an AIA contract. The problem is if you read the contract, you see, we're liable for interest if we're more than 30 days late on a payment. They make decisions regarding change orders. It's not the way municipalities can work. I mean, many municipalities do it, but this old curmudgeon has always raised a question on it. I don't think it's right.
Listen, they charge us $10,000 for that Keystone above the bay, and ever since that day, I've been on their case, so please, retool it and come back to us.
What I would suggest you do at the next public meeting is have a resolution, if you like these guys, and you think they're good, which we apparently do, then let's have a resolution hiring them under the professional license agreement to design it. Give it $5,430 is what they want.
But aren't the plans done? Don't they
Yes.
have to?
Yes.
Well,
From the previous jobs, Joe, that we have authorized through the years, the plans and specs for the ground floor are essentially completed. This proposal dealt with refining those specifications, getting the seal of approval from the first aid squad, and then moving forward with the bid documents, the bidding process, the actual construction, and then through completion.
And we have to do that with them.
Yes, no, I understand, and I told you, we gotta deal with this, so.
Yeah, we have to deal with it.
we'll
One time or
definitely work
another,
on
we
it.
have to
Yeah.
deal with
Look
it.
forward to hearing what the new plan is.
I mean,
And Joe, I agree with you in regards to the AIA document. The former attorney, and this firm, the architectural firm, is very amenable to the recommendations of the attorneys. So if Joe comes up with his laundry list of things that need to be removed or added, they've been very cooperative in regards to the
my
prior.
point overall is if you've got a $100,000 contract, now, you've got to do something. You have to go out for a request for proposals. It's a licensed agreement, yes, but you've got to give people an opportunity to see what they want to do and give us some prices. This guy picked, I'm sure you didn't pick $100,000, and I'm sure that's, this guy picked $100,000. We don't know whether that's right, wrong, or indifferent.
Well, first we're hearing about it, it would be good to know, and so
So, I mean, we should have something on the next meeting. At the public meeting. I'm not sure. I'll talk with Craig.
But we gotta pull out the file and look at it.
I'll look at the file. I didn't know there were designs already available. If they are, then you put it out for an RFQ.
And Greg, and who put the bid spec together on that? I guess it was Nalia?
No.
The
it's
spec
Mills
isn't,
Insurance.
the spec isn't together yet. As
No,
far as I know, that's what
Any
they're
work
calling
that
for.
was done on historic Borough Hall was done through Mills and Schnorr. the
So they put
architects.
together the bid specs for the refurbishing of the first floor, the $1 million job?
They're not completed, that's what this proposal includes. That's what this proposal.
the management construction.
Right.
Yeah, and
Eventual.
construction.
And that's the only proposal that we have. That's the only, well, not necessarily a proposal, but that's the only, I guess, estimate that we're getting, for lack of a better term.
This was a continuation of the job they were
Right.
doing, that's why,
Right.
let's be careful here, let's not get ourselves in trouble saying we're doing this without, we haven't gone through the process. We went through the due process on this. I'm glad you're here now and you're
Yeah.
stopping us, stop us, great, that's what you're here for, that's why we
What's
asked you.
happened is, the history going back 10+ years was, the original plan was to do the whole building at one time. Then we sort of bifurcated the first two phases, where we did the roof. Then the second phase was windows, doors, and bricks. And then this is the third and final phase to get the ground floor completed.
So Greg, is the money that was appropriated for that, is that money still in a bond, or do we have to reappropriate that money?
Yes, the money to fund this particular contract is available in a prior bond ordinance we completed with phase 2, which was the windows, doors, and bricks. Moving forward, to get the actual work done on the ground floor, we would need to appropriate additional funds for that. So you don't have the money to do the work.
How much do we have available for that?
No, this is done, this uses it up.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
this is only a couple months ago we went through this.
It's, I don't even wanna take a guess at this point, but it's considerable enough to pay for this and some.
But not a whole lot more.
Right.
It was pretty much using the rest of it up.
Yes,
Which, to your point, is suspect. Well, I know it's left in the bond, and maybe they tailored it to finish up the monies, I don't know, but.
I'm not saying they're doing anything wrong.
No, I'm not saying that either, but let's just make sure we're doing the right
It
thing.
just raises a question when I
Good
see a
question.
$100,000 contract and we don't have RFQs or anything else or bid documents.
So Joe or Greg, the only, this $1 million expense to do the first floor is coming strictly from them,
The cost
the
estimate.
cost estimate.
Right.
Yes.
So Joe, and it's, and we're doing it this way because it's a part of a second or third phase for an original contract that already
Right.
existed, is that?
Well, according to my understanding, there once was an original contract with this people,
Right.
10 years ago.
So how does that all play out now? I mean,
Well, I mean,
you know,
you can't go back 10 years for a contract that didn't include this.
Well, could we stop it right now and say this 100,000, let's say there's 120 left in the bond, this is 100. Can we stop it right now and say, Mills and Show, you're in with everybody else, and we're gonna go for the last piece, and this amount of money and the construction is all wide open now, but we're really gonna move on it. Can we do that? They're not, we're not obligated to pay the rest of this money, are we?
Oh, no, we didn't sign a
Okay,
contract.
So let's do it.
That's why I say don't sign the
We were
contract.
moving forward because they were the people doing it.
When you do the RFQ, if these people have particular knowledge of the building and the site and the background, that's an element that you can put into the RFQ, and you evaluate that when you get the RFQs in. I mean, it's not always just price, especially with an RFQ. I mean, if he's 100 and somebody comes in at 105,000 or 110, but you want somebody who knows the background of the building and knows it, that's something you can consider. But if he's 100 and somebody comes in at...
Well, forget the 100 though, but maybe if we open it up, somebody else will tell us it's not a million, it's
absolutely agree with
Well,
that, so that's what I'm trying to get at.
That's the real deal.
That's the point.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
That's all.
I'm just listening, because this is kind of, it's relatively new to me, the stuff that is.
Well, we can't make it
I
the
think
Great
it's-
Wall of China again, we gotta move on it. We need a report next meeting,
Yeah.
you know, what we can legally do to move forward on this 100,000, to get what we've been out of there, but we're gonna open it up to everybody, and let's make a decision.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, I just want to say the comment, this is great work. I mean, this is what we're here for. I mean, this is what we're doing, and Joe, I appreciate you doing that, you guys, I mean,
Well,
working,
we're
going
working on
forward,
it,
this is good
both of us,
stuff.
and,
I mean, this is what we're here for.
And it's been long overdue,
It's
so like
overdue,
Mike said, we gotta
exactly.
keep it on the front
You know,
burner and
absolutely.
and
maybe
bring
we
it
just-
to
maybe we need to
conclusion.
start fresh, maybe we've got a new borough engineer, I mean.
Well, the only thing about going fresh is that let's not burn up another couple 100,000 on plans again. We know what we want, you know what I'm saying?
No, right.
Let's just get it, let's
So
get
you don't think
fresh
it'd
in
be a
terms
good
of,
idea to put
let's
the
get,
bids back out?
on
Well, you can
redesign
put an
or
RFQ, you have it.
on the design that we have, sure, put it out there, but not on
Put an
redesign.
RFQ.
Right, no, right, that's what I'm
Well, that's what
saying.
we're going,
No,
okay.
that's what I'm saying.
We don't have to remake the London Bridge, but I think we just want to do it right.
We know what we want, let's find out the best prices.
That's
Right.
Because we've
Well
gone
said.
through this a billion times now with the
Well said.
members of the project.
Well, I'll work with Greg with this to come up with something for the March 18th, is that the date?
16th.
16th meeting, and hopefully I can have a resolution that will go out to RFQs or,
Okay,
you know,
Thank
get
you.
something done. That's all I have, Mayor.
That's it. Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
so move.
Roll call.
Councilman Henry?
Yes.
Councilman Lloyd?
Yes.
Councilman Monty?
Yes.
We stretch it to 45, is that
Yes.
right?
Councilman Marquardt?
We stretch it to 45, is that right?
Wait, I have a question. Mike, I have a question.
Yes.
Doesn't